Hi, my name is Noel Davis with World Composting, and today we're going to talk about our Vermibag. Now, this one has red wigglers in it. It's been doing really well, but we've had a slight fruit fly fungus gnat issue with it. So I've been trying to get rid of that using my normal traps that I have, with apple cider vinegar and a drop of Dawn dish soap. And then I started using a month ago, or a little over a month ago, some Neem cake and Dolomite. And I've been letting it go, I should say. I haven't really checked on it that much for about a month now. It's been 31 days since my last update. It's been a little bit longer than that since we added our first dosing of Neem cake and Dolomite. So we're going to take a look at it. I have not opened it up. I have no idea how it looks inside, but I'm sure that they need food. I'm sure that they might need some bedding material too, depending on how it looks. And we'll see how the fungus gnat / fruit fly problem is inside the system. So I'm hoping that this is taking care of it, but we're going to have to wait and see. And with that, let's go take a look and see how the system is doing after a month of having this in there, and see if it's taking care of the problem that I had, so I can really start adding more food to this system. All right, here's our system. And as I said, it's been 31 days since our last update. I do have my shop vac right here, so we're going to open this up and just take a look. And I see one right there at the top. I'm not seeing a whole lot. There's another one. I see a couple right now. But this is a lot better than what it was. I mean, I was getting tons of these to the point that I would do a pre-inspection of this. As I said, I've got my shop vac here ready to go just in case it was really bad. I'm not sure I'm going to need it. So just to kind of flip this over a little bit. I see a few, but not nearly as many. So hold on, I'm going to wrap this up over here to the side. I think I won't need the shop vac, which is fantastic news, that this looks a lot better. Let me just move this cover off to the side here a little bit. And let's take off this top section. So first off, I do see a lot of dead fruit flies here on the top. And this gray that you can see, I think, like right over here and down here, that is... those are bugs. Those are springtails, I think, that are dead. So we're gonna go ahead and dump those in the bin. I don't really care about them. But there we go. We've got some worms here. All right, now we're seeing a few more come off the bottom here, off this tarp here that they're on the bottom side. But that's okay. They're gonna get out of here and go to some other systems, or try to. I think they all have water with BTI mix in it. We've got some worms right on the top. It looks like it's drying out a little bit. Okay, actually, hold on. I'm gonna grab the shop vac again. There was just a few that were popping up on that one side. Really, it wasn't a whole lot. It looked worse than it was for me, but it looked like there was a couple that were crawling up that back side. So with that, let me grab a glove here and let's start digging in and seeing how this system is doing. First off, we do see some worms on the top here. It looks like these might be dead. Not a whole lot of movement from them, which is surprising, but let's just, when we start digging in, we'll take a look here and see how they're doing. We see one right here that's moving around. So first off, we'll look on this side. I think this is the side we last fed on. I do see some worms inside this bedding material. Again, not the healthiest looking worms, maybe. I don't know if this is a little bit dry though, surprisingly. I mean, even with that mesh top on. Okay, now as we get down into here though, you can see there's a lot more healthier worms. And we've got a small worm ball going right here. And they are moving around, and this looks nice and healthy. That is a good sign. Very compact in here though, the material. Oh, look at this. More worms over here. This is definitely the side that we fed on last. Looks like there's still maybe some food left over. Some coffee grounds maybe, which those take a while to break down. The worms look a lot healthier. That's a good sign. Oh, this is a mango seed. I'm holding in my hand. I'm holding a mango seed in my hand right here. So this is a mango seed, and that's what they're flocking towards there. So let's just dig this up a little bit more. More worms. These look a little bit healthier. So I think the worms are doing fine in here. That's a good sign. They are starting to move through some of this material. You can see them here on the cardboard. So they're working their way through this material. That's going to take some time to work through, but hey, you know, that's perfectly fine. Feels like there's the mango seed again. So over here, again, even more worms. They still look really healthy in here. So this is starting to look really, really good. And you can see they're working on this cardboard. So looks like this is doing a lot better than I was thinking when I first looked at the top here. So this material on the top looks really nice though. I mean, this looks like really nice compost material. Got some worms in there still, but really nice material over here. Let's just check this side. See how this is doing. Again, nice distribution of this compost looks really nice. We've got another pumpkin top right there. Hold on a second right here. I'm going to pull this out. This is a piece of plastic, it looks like. So I'm going to go ahead and pull that out and throw that off to the side. Let's just dig over here. And look at that. We've still got more worms on this side still. Material looks a little bit dry, so we are going to have to add some moisture to this. We've still got these husks over here from corn cobs. We've got some baby worms on there. Look at that. Some baby worms on those corn husks. Working their way through. I don't see any cocoons, but they're definitely liking the husks. Looks like for maybe babies. Make sure I don't have any stuck to my glove here. Oh wow, okay. Lots of material here that looks like this is really somewhat ready to harvest if it wasn't for these husks. Oh, hold on. Another piece of plastic. I still don't know where this plastic really comes from. I really check all the stuff before I shred it, so I'm really surprised I have this much plastic in my bins, but it seems to sneak in somehow. I mean, I don't even shred junk mail anymore, so. All right, look at this. Some worms in there. We've got some coffee grounds left over, but look how this stuff is just breaking apart. That is beautiful looking castings. And I have to say, this is really looking good. It does, I want to say it's good, but it also is a little bit compacted in here. I'm going to dig this up just a little bit more. Sorry about all the shaking. You can see though, even more worms on these. So they're doing a good job on this. They're really moving through this material. Now with that, let's just spread this out again. Kind of break this apart, as I said, you know, kind of loosen everything up in here. This is just really compacted in here. It probably needs a harvest from the bottom. Loosen everything up again. They're in this paper, working on the paper in here. That's a great sign. But it shows that we definitely need some more food in here. So they are doing a great job. System's looking good. Lots of worms. I think there's more in here than I thought. Another piece of plastic. Where did this? I don't know where this plastic came from, but I'm going to just slowly take it out of here when I find it. But yeah, overall this is looking really good. They're really starting to maneuver in here, get into all these nooks and crannies, and especially into this cardboard, which is a great sign because that's what I'm going to need them to do, is really take care of the cardboard as well. I've got tons of it. And we're going to feed right here on the front, similar to what we did with our urban worm bag a couple days ago. Look at that. This material looks really, really good in here. It's a little dry, but other than that, we're just going to go ahead and dig that up a little bit. Now, I don't know whether, I mean, I don't see a whole lot of fruit flies in here. I don't think I'm going to add any of the neem cake this time. We are going to add a little bit of paper here to the bottom before we add in our frozen food. And our frozen food for today is coffee grounds, banana peels. Looks like we have some lettuce, or I'm sorry, celery. Or not celery, spinach. That's what I was thinking of. Spinach, some tea leaves, some tea bags in here as well. So this is one of the new things, just so everyone knows that I'm trying here. Right here, I've got these tea bags. And it looks like these are compostable. Now this is Twinings tea. This is green tea, decaffeinated. Hopefully you guys can see that. It is saying the highlights are sort of blown out on there, but hopefully you can see that that's Twinings decaffeinated. This is the tea bag right there. And I threw these in one of my other bins, and surprisingly it was all gone. So I've got two of them going into here. This is another one. One was green tea. This is a, see if I can flip that over. This is a black tea. So this is my English breakfast tea. And that's what I've been trying to have usually in the morning, is I have tea now instead of coffee. The coffee grounds, by the way, are for my wife. And then I've got these tea grounds right here, these loose tea grounds. Jeez. Teeth, yep, teeth grounds. And then of course we've got some a little bit of orange peel in here, and then some banana peel and coffee grounds. So it's a good mixture of stuff. We're going to go ahead and throw some crushed egg and crab shell on here, especially by this orange, to make sure that there's no pH issues or anything like that. And you got to be careful when using that stuff. You don't want to breathe it in, and I'm trying to be very careful. So with that, we're going to throw some paper on top. And just grab a little bit of paper here. Maybe a little bit more than that. And the paper is really just to absorb some of the coldness of it before it gets into the other material that we're going to throw on top. Just a little bit more right over here. And then what we're going to need to do is we're going to go ahead and cover this up with our worms and everything. Bury in that avocado shell that's still breaking down. Make sure there's no food on the top here, because you don't really want food on the top. Kind of add a little bit more over top of this. But I think this is going to need a little bit of moisture here. So we're going to go ahead and spray this down and add in some water with BTI mix to make sure that we don't get any fruit flies or fungus gnats. Really, hopefully this will help keep those away as well, just as we did with the Dolomite and Neem cake. It did seem like this worked pretty well though. Just run some of this over the system. And yes, I know this turns some of it into mud and everything, but it'll dry out and move around. Got a fruit fly right there. It's flying into the system. So there we go. That's going to add some moisture. One more of these, I think. I like adding a lot where the food is, because there is paper there that should be able to absorb this water. And then what we're going to do here is I do have my sprayer. This does not have the BTI mix in it, but I'm going to spray a little bit into here as well, just to make sure that the moisture stays, just to kind of give everything a nice little soak down here, soak the sides. Get the entire top wet here. Get everything a little bit damp. And now we can go ahead and cover this back up with our tarp. And I use a tarp if you're curious, because I don't find that this holds in moisture very well, especially during the winter here in Maryland. And actually, I'm going to add this little trap back in the corner. Since there were some fruit flies in there, we'll just add that back in. That should lure all the fruit flies into that corner and hopefully into there. And that's our update really for this. So this system is doing pretty well. Surprisingly, a lot less fruit flies. I didn't do a pre-inspection, but wasn't like, oh my gosh, it's ridiculous, which has happened before. So system's doing really well. And if you have any questions, please let me know. And thank you for watching.